He's like, just in case you want to come back. I will never come back. Do you hear that? It hears great. It feels as good saying it to hear it out loud. I'm never fucking coming back. Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Candace, obviously, and I know we go through this every single time I make videos, but please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up if you support me, because again, your girl's trying to get into the YouTube realm, so I could use all the support and the love that I can get. So appreciate it. Love you guys. So this video is actually going to be a story time video, and I recorded this video several times, but there was either one of two problems. One, I didn't like what I was saying. Two, the video got too long. So let's hopefully I get this right this time. So this is a story time about how I quit my job. So obviously most of you guys know that I work from home. I work all on social media. I work for an amazing company online, and I make $2,000 to $5,000 every single week. But once upon a time, you know, I'm 23 years old, but once upon a time I did work at a 9 to 5. I actually worked at McDonald's. That was my longest and first job. I worked there for about three years. Then I worked at Walmart for like a fucking day. I worked at a call center for like, you know, apparel, like Aeropostale and Adidas, stuff like that. And then my most latest job of them all was a call center, and I worked there for about a year, and it was, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. I'm not, but I'm going to. I worked for Ford. It was a call center for Ford. So when people had issues with their car or their warranty or just the dealerships, they would call me. So my shift was 10 to 3, and the pay was $11 an hour. So I was just so stoked. I was so happy. I'd always be like, man, I want to get hired on full time. If there's any positions, can you please get me in there? Like, I literally kissed everyone's ass. I mean, if you understand, I know most of you guys understand at a job, you don't necessarily have to kiss ass, but necessarily you do. But you definitely do have to get on the good side of certain people, so that way you can ultimately get what you want, whether it be promotions, ranking up, X, Y, and Z. And then not only that, like, I worked hella hours. Like, when I tell you, I picked up everybody's fucking shift. Like, literally, the building opened at 8 and it closed at 8. I worked from 8 to 8 every single day. Saturdays, the building was 8 to 5:30, and guess what? Your girl was there from 8 to 5:30, and I was doing that, and we got paid bi-weekly. And I used to get pissed because I'm like, I'm working all of these hours, but my check's barely over $1,000. And what sucked about my job is that our calls were like 95% of the time pissed off because they're mad about their car, their $20,000 car, their $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 truck. They're pissed off because they're calling either their car is broken down, the warranty is out of warranty, their issue's not covered under warranty, the dealership's giving them a hard time, X, Y, and Z. And 95% of the time, the resolution that I would give them is either I'm going to call them back, I'm going to transfer it to a different person, or sorry bud, but there's nothing we can do for you. But at the end of this call, there's a 4-question survey. Can you please take it? And yeah. And what sucked is that we get graded during our Q&As. Of course, they grade our calls, but then we get graded off of how people rate our surveys. So you basically want me to deliver these pissed off customers a no answer, like tell them no, but then ask them to take a survey at the end of this call, and then I'm judged as an agent. I'm judged. My position is dependent on the surveys. Like, you would get, like, literally, if you were in the red for 3 or 4 times, you're done. You're cut. You're fired. But eventually, like I said, you know, I got hired on for full time. I actually worked from 8 to 5:30, which was a really good shift. So long story short, I was going on, it was my birthday coming up. It was actually, my birthday is February 28th, and I was planning my birthday in November, December. I was giving a whole head of time advance notice. You know, around November time, they actually gave me a new position, a training position, where I was training new agents. And I was so stoked because I'm like, yes, I'm gonna get a raise, I'm gonna get a bonus. And then when I asked, do we get raises, do we get bonus? They're like, no, silly, you get time off the phone, so to help other people. So I'm like, so here's the thing. Like I said, it was November or December, and me and my boyfriend were thinking about different things that I wanted to do for my birthday. So I'm like, why not? Let's go to Vegas. Let's do something we've never done. I've never flew. And out of all the thinking, I chose Dubai. When you request time off, you request for it in the computer. I requested for it in the computer. And of course, if the hours are available during that day, you automatically get approved. So I got approved for 2 weeks. So I'm so super excited. I put my vacation in 3-4 months in advance. I'm with it. I'm about to get lit. I'm about to chill out in the other side of the fucking world, you know, with the camels and the desert and so I'm over here like gassed up, you know, talking to my co-workers. Yeah, when I go up there, I get you son, I get you some sand, you know. So I go on my trip. Time my trip comes, I'm out, I'm living it up, you know, going to the Dubai Mall, going to the marina, just having a blast, man. I'm having a good old time, and I'm just loving life. So fast forward, 2 weeks past, my vacation passed, I'm coming into work. Oh, I'm just like a brand new person. I'm walking in the building, like there's music, like I just feel like there's birds chirping, like I'm just feeling bright and refreshed. Everybody's slugging in through the door like everybody else, and I'm over here like, hey, what's up? And they're like, how was your trip, girl? I know you had fun. Girl, you know I did. Sis, let me tell you what happened out in Dubai. First, let me get on these calls real quick. I log into my desk, and guess what? My TL says, Candace, come here real quick. And I'm coming, I'm like, oh yeah, of course he's probably gonna ask me about my trip, how I've been, you know, if I could take some time off the phone to tell him about my trip, because he was cool. He loved to sit there and talk with me. So I go over to him, he's like, Candace, I got some bad news. I'm like, bad news? What? Come on, man, don't do this to me. You know, I just got back on my vacation. Please don't ruin my Monday morning. I'm feeling good, I'm living right. I need to take you to the head guy of tier 1. I forgot, he was really cool. The head guy, he always would say hi to me, but he was like the manager of the entire floor of my department. So we go walking over there, and we sit down, and I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna say his name, but I'm like, hey, and he's like, hey Candace, how's it going? I said, it's going good, it's going good. And I'm just like, this has to be bad news, like what's going on? And he's like, how was your trip? I know you had fun. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. You want me to tell you about it? He's like, well, first we got some things we got to discuss. I'm like, what did I do wrong? I do everything right. I train. I didn't ask for it. Like, I don't get paid more to train. I work religious hours. I'm always here. I'm always the help, going way above and beyond my job description. So what is the problem? He's like, well, here's the thing. You only had 5 days available of vacation. Okay, was I requested for my trip, my 2 weeks, 4 months in advance, and it approved in the system. Well, see, I don't know. You should have already been aware of this. It's in the contract, the whatever you sign. But basically, if you put request for hours, it will automatically approve you if the hours are available, but you have to manually keep in your head, keep track of how many vacations you have available. So therefore, you only had 5 days available. So the rest of the other 5 days or whatever, the other 5 days were counted no call, no show. What? I know you saw my request, so you mean to tell me that I'm gonna get in trouble because your system messed up? He's like, I know, you know, I talked to HR, really tried, because you can only have 6 absences, and I was already at 2 or 3, but you can only have 6 for the year. So I was already at 2 and 3, and at the 6th one, you get a final. If you have any more occurrences, then you get fired. So they're like, technically we're supposed to fire you. I talked to HR. I told them that maybe you didn't understand. I pleaded with them to tell them that you're such a great agent and that, you know, we don't want to let you go. Are you fucking kidding me? So what now? From this point forward, you cannot miss a single day of work for an entire fucking year. I was pissed. I said, all right, what do I sign? I don't even care at this point. Where do I sign? I'm not even gonna argue. Yeah, Candace, I know, please don't be mad at me. It's not my fault. You know, I really tried to do what I can. This is the best that I could do for you. I'm like, no, it's whatever. They don't appreciate what I do. Y'all don't appreciate whatever. It's fine. I just won't go above and beyond anymore. Don't ask me to train. Don't ask me to do anything else. That's just it. He's like, just sign right here. So I sign right there and I'm like, I'm done. And he's like, yeah, you're done. So I walked down, I walked to my desk. And during this time, I was making here and there with MCA. I was doing well, but I was still not, I didn't feel comfortable enough to quit my job. So after about a month in, after that whole situation, I was just getting fed up. They were just pissing me off. Every little chance they got, I don't know, every little thing irked me. You know, it was just like hell from there. I went from loving this job to fuck everybody at this job. And it wasn't until about a month and I prayed to God. I'm like, God, please let MCA work long term for me. I was making about $600-700, you know, anywhere from $500 to $600 for the first 6 months every week. Almost every week. And yeah, that's good, but you know, I didn't feel comfortable. I wanted to be making like $1,000 plus like my peers. One day, God just woke me up out of my sleep. And I know he woke me up out of my sleep because normally I don't wake up. He woke me up on a Saturday, I think, or Sunday. And I look at my phone's going off. And I look at my phone and my phone is just going off the hook. One of my ads went crazy viral. And I was getting 100 sales a day. That day, by the end of that day, I had like 300 sales. That was the green light that I needed. I went to work the next day and I'm still looking at my sales and they're just pouring in. I'm like, girl, because I already knew I was making plenty of money. And at this point I was gonna have like about a $5,000-6,000 check. My rent at the time was only $850 and I was just like, I walk over to the office or the head guy, and I'm like, hi. I knock on his door. I'm like, hi, you're here? Because my TL wasn't in that day. And he's like, well, hey, Candace, what's going on? I'm like, everything's going on. Everything great is going on. How about you? He's like, everything's good. What can I help you with? You know, we're about to, you know, your shift starts in about 3 minutes, you know. You want to make sure you're on that phone call because we need, you know, you're one of the few people that come in early and we need to, it looks like our queue has a lot of calls in it. There won't be. I'm not going to be doing that today. I'm not taking any calls today. He's like, what do you mean you're not taking any calls today? I quit. He's like, what? I fucking quit. I'm done. Capiche? Like, you get it? Like, I quit. He's like, what do you mean? Like, are you sure you want to do that? I'm positive I want to quit. And he's like, you know, is there anything we can do to keep you? Like, I can't believe I'm hearing this right now. No, I'm like, no, it's because of all the shit that all the stuff that I've been going through. And it didn't just stop at the Dubai trip. It was actually a couple of instances before that, you know, making me do more work and, you know, not appreciating. It's not that I expect, but I expected, you know, not to be screwed over so many times, and I did get screwed over. And I'm not even gonna go into more details. I got like a 1-cent raise even though I was doing all this fucking work. Not only that, what really pissed me off is then my managers told me to apply for a position. This is actually what made me slap. They told me to apply for a position for a higher pay, and I went through hoops to do this application. It's not just when you want to move from one position to another, it's not as easy as writing your name. You actually have to have references, write down what you've done. You know, it's like you're fucking entering a college when you're just doing a different position. And I did all of that, and they're like, yeah, you're gonna get hired. And then last minute they're like, oh, never mind, you can't because what happened with the Dubai instances. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I can't do this no more, and just fuck this. This is how I feel. He's like, okay, well, can you at least go to HR and tell them that you're leaving, right? You know, do a survey for us so that way we can do a better job. I'm like, gladly. He's like, just in case you want to come back. I will never come back. Do you hear that? here's great. It feels as good saying it to hear it out loud. I'm never fucking coming back. I don't care if I go dead broke. I will never come back here. He's like, okay. Like, he's like generally a nice person. So I felt kind of bad at this point. So I go to HR and I'm like, they're like, yeah, hey Candace, how can I help you? I quit. It feels so good to say it. I quit this bullshit. And they're like confused and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna delete you. Are you sure? Trying to like see what they can do. I'm like, take me out of your system. I quit. I'm not coming back. I'm never coming back. It's never gonna happen. You know, from there I left. It felt so good. I was tired of waking up 8 o'clock in the morning. I actually went and got some fucking pizza down the street, and everybody was texting me, why are you leaving? Why are you quitting? Because even when I was walking out the building, people in my group, my team, they're like, why are you leaving? Why are you? I said, I'm quitting. Be happy for me. They're like, no, don't. I'm like, yes. And they were all texting, and from that point forward, I just like put all my focus in the MCA, and now I'm here sitting on 6 figures, $300,000 a year. So I guess that's the best thing that could have ever happened to me. I'm glad that these jobs screwed me over, because then it really opened my eyes to possibilities. It really turned me into an entrepreneur, because I do not want to work for somebody else. I'm not going to give somebody else my time for $10 an hour just to be treated like shit, or working under someone, kissing somebody's ass, or getting screwed over. So ultimately, it's the best decision that I've ever made in my entire life. So my words of advice to anyone out there: become a fucking entrepreneur. And that's story time for you guys. I hope it wasn't too long. I definitely want to come out with some more videos, so make sure again you go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on another one. Bye.